Hi, this is author-philosopher Ronald E. Springer of EthicsUnderground.com, here to continue the reading of Moral Armor, Chapter 8, Part 36, All Doors Closed to Reform. Please hit like and subscribe before we dive in. Just about everything a spirit murderer does, even his redemptive efforts, is corrupt. The ultimate result of his evasions are needs that must be met by any means and emotions that must be evaded at any cost. I am always shocked at the extent to which a spirit murderer will go to preserve their illusions. They will sacrifice themselves, their children, the whole world, to evade their responsibilities just as steadfastly as we work to fulfill our dreams. Any tragedy will be endured. They seek evasion with equal fervor. Evading is what he wants to do. He is a professional at subversion, testing and acquiring every iteration, every escape. If he senses that a brave realization must be faced, he responds by using his mind's fullest capacity to stamp it out. His precarious esteem must be preserved at all costs. Self-made man touches pinnacles throughout life, peaking and returning to his comfortable medium in open display of his strength and as his deepest tribute to greatness. Fear-driven man lives behind a veil, dipping into his black hole of treachery as a window to his soul. Only in times of severe personal crisis where the consequences of his actions are undeniable even to him can one really know him. Being brought to justice reveals the vulnerability which comprises his only genuine moments with others, and that insecurity is his deepest truth. Often his reformers, personal or professional, have no inkling of the kind of psychological leverage he applies to maintain an irrational course. This is his specialty, his most personal endeavor, and his reformers want to take it away from him. They offer this loathsome replacement of acknowledging cause and effect, what he's worked so hard to avoid, so he bites the hand trying to help. Uncivil people do not learn by civil means. Given the socio-psychiatric trend of looking outside him for the answer to his character, his attempts at reform are likewise insincere. Playing on this, his clinical effort is just another confidence game, and through his web of lies rests his undertone of hope that his doctors will slip and reveal the secret to finally make his unworkable wishes work. Practically his intention becomes to learn enough not to get caught again, leaving him free to continue his actions undetected. To him, if you don't succeed, try again, is an inspiration for the tenacity of fraud. When he fogs out his mind, the evil is born. It begins to churn and creates a vortex which must be fed. As the inventor of this trap, its creator and sympathizer, his straitjacket spun for the world has been woven instead around himself. In seeking exemptions from truth, he loses the power of consciousness and the pattern of rational thought. His lack of experience in the responsible world disallows him to function in it alone. Every fork in the road is a temptation to defy his enemy, reality, and any sound decision is grudgingly considered a sucker's move and a missed opportunity. Indulging his weakness at every turn leads right back to his constant flow of penalties. There is no escape without renunciation of the process, which is nearly impossible, as it is a substitute structure for his very life force, self-esteem. His energy is immediately sapped by the thought of conforming to a rational structure. It is okay to help him when he seeks clarity, but the truth is most often he doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want to be more than he is. He doesn't want to know that anything more is possible to him, and he doesn't want to know that he is doing anything wrong. His equivalent of integrity is the refusal to acknowledge defaults and errors. He wants to be declared healthy with no examination. Of course, a self-made man wants to be right as the right is the life-preserving, but he would never sacrifice honesty to get there. A spirit murderer has to be right because his premises allow no means of recovery from being wrong. Still wonder why he gambles. In his fantasy, he floats to his goals on a cloud and is free to sneer at the grunts below, who earn their way. Ask him what he thinks he's doing, and you reach an impasse, differentiating it from a parallel feeling in a producer, confidence in his outcome. Producers know exactly what they are after, and that knowledge fuels them. Like a lemming on a cliff, the fear-driven must have the unknown awaiting them on the other side, and spiritually they share the lemming's fate. Implicit in the definition of neurosis is disregard for any possible clarity or solutions. A neurotic will fight any identification that the danger can be averted. Ayn Rand. For him, a cliff lines both sides of his life, one of truth, the other of his own destruction. Destruction holds a lesser terror. I had to learn the hard way just how much I wanted to live, and just how much the fear-driven didn't. Motivation to do good or evil is carried out by the same living source, and their passion to die can match or exceed our passions for living. It all depends on the energy generated, and such weeds have the predatory inertia to choke out any delicate flower. If you think you are smart enough to turn them by intellectual means, you will learn otherwise. They don't want to turn. Reform is simply adapting to the moral process of life. To see, to learn, to grow, to love, and to feel good is in direct contradiction with their means of self-preservation. No greater emotional clash exists. He doesn't see his capacity to fake reality as a crippling debilitation. He prizes it. As long as he feels empowered by lying and fogging out his mind, he doesn't stand a chance. That's all for now. Next up is physical and emotional stillness. I split these videos up by subject so you'd have a better chance of finding moral armor, and then perhaps go through the whole thing for free. Why? To help create a leader in every life. Sound civilization stair-steps up from sound coherence to sound individual to productive groups of mature individuals. Self-hatred drives fear-driven people in our world to wipe out the individual, so we all need moral armor to protect ourselves and the future of mankind. Click subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you'd like to help wipe out moral confusion fast and make the world a better place.